Social Security. All right, I'm going to show you how to develop an income plan. You're going to need money rolling in each month. Social Security is probably not going to be enough. Then we want to take a look at your investments. We want to see if they're on track with today's market cycles, especially with this AI revolution that's going on. A lot of folks have the same investments that they've had a few years ago, before the AI revolution was even a thing. And you might not be getting the growth that you ought to be. So you got to keep this current. And then we want to see how much your potential tax savings could be throughout your lifetime, just by shifting a little bit more into the Roth, either within your 401k or doing a conversion. And I will show you how those work, what to convert, when to convert, how much to convert, how to convert, all of that. All right. And then we're going to take a look too at your projected RMDs, because we want to see what they're estimated to look like. We want to see, we want to get you to try to qualify for some of these other tax breaks, because if you're reporting big bucks as income, then everyone else is going to be getting the tax breaks. Maybe not so much you. All right. Or maybe you need some guidance, some general guidance on wills and trusts. All right. So that your assets can flow directly to your beneficiaries without the costs and delays of attorneys and courts and all that probate. It's frustrating for beneficiaries and costly. Or maybe you have life insurance that you're wondering if you should keep paying into it. Maybe you have an annuity and you don't quite understand it. I can help you out with that. Or maybe you have a mortgage and you're wondering whether or not you should pay it off. All of these things matter. So grab your phone right now. Here's the number as we close out the show. The number is 610-894-7415. Again, 610-894-7415. And when you call now, my receptionist is going to just set up a day and time for us to have a phone call later this week. And I will begin to put together one of those financial plans for you. And then I present the things normally like a week or two after, either on a Zoom call, or you can come in to visit me in my Radnor office, which is in Pennsylvania, of course. And it's important. Let's carve out some time as we start 2026 so that we can be more focused on how the money that we've worked so hard to accumulate, how that money can be working best for us, all while giving the IRS the absolute smallest cut possible. All right, because we don't want to start a whole new year with a lot of the same questions that we've had in 2025. We don't want them still looming.
Right.
Let's get them answered. So next 5 callers, here we go. Complimentary financial plan. I'll build it for you. The number to call now, 610-894-7415, Chris.
This is a phenomenal way to really jumpstart your 2026 with the power of knowing better how to set yourself up for success when your retirement does approach. Take Jim up on this offer. Let him put his 27 plus years of experience to work for you. 610-894-7415, or you can go to the website. That is retirereadyfg.com. As always, want to thank you so much for joining us here on Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti. Whether you're tuning in for the first time or you've been with us for, the past close to 6 years now, really do appreciate you taking the time. Let's make 2026 great. Let's have a great year, have a great week ahead of you. Stay safe out there. Jim, as always, appreciate the time. Thank you so much. As we wrap up here, I'm going to leave you with the final word.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris. Yeah, I just want to take a moment to wish our listeners a happy, healthy 2026. Happy New Year to all of you. And I hope this year is a fantastic one for each and every one of you listening right now. And can't wait till next time.
If you have questions or concerns about reaching your retirement goals, then give Retire Ready Financial Group a call, 610-894-7415, or visit online at retirereadyfg.com.
Investment advice offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, Pennsylvania registered investment advisor, able to provide investment advice in states where it is registered, exempt, or excluded from registration. Content contained herein should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for investment advice or for the purchase or sale of any security, insurance, or other investment product. Investments involve the risk of loss, including possible loss of principal. Please consult with a qualified financial, tax, accounting, or legal professional before implementing any ideas or strategies discussed here. Content provided is obtained from sources believed to be reliable but cannot be guaranteed as to its accuracy or completeness.
This program is paid for by Retire Ready Financial Group. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Retire Ready Financial Group or their guests and do not reflect the views of WPHT or Odyssey. Today's program is pre-recorded.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGS. WPHT3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Barry, Sable, and Friends on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Well, good morning, Delaware Valley. You have tuned into the Barry Sable Show with Friends. Grateful to you, as always, for joining me on this Sunday morning. Yes, I missed last week's show as I was on vacation, and I missed you guys. And I have to tell you, there's nothing like being live in the studio. Pre-record, remote, it's not the same. There's energy, and I love being here, and I want to thank 1210 WPHT every week for having me. And that's that. Also, I want to say Tom Azelby, our own 1210 WPHT, on Saturday from 8 to 9 is going to be joining me shortly. But I have some business I want to take care of before I get to him. So, all of my vacation was so special in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. One day, a very valued conversation I will have with you guys about the good, the bad, and the not so ugly. We will have much to talk about, but not today. Today is more important to me to talk about serious things that are going on in this country. And as you all know, though, travel, as we know, can be challenging. But sun and golf and the beach beats snow, of course, and cold any old day of the week. By the way, EAGLES, Eagles. Big game today. Going forward, you never know. So let's go, Eagles. Well, so many things going on at one time. Venezuela. And now allegedly corruption about to jump off in Cali. My God. Unbelievable. Minnesota corruption going on. Crazy, no? Rob Reiner family and Brown University. Such big stories a few weeks ago. Kind of a thing of the past. But I really want to jump in and discuss something with you that when I was flying back home, something that I always ask my guests, what unnerves you? And I have to tell you, well, hold on one second. Before I say that, Kirk, I want to wish you a healthy and happy new year. My producer, I can't be remiss by that. I don't want to get slapped from heaven by my mother. Good morning. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Uncle Barry. It's great to see you back in the studios.
Thank you. And do I look spiffy today with
You
this?
do.
If you're on YouTube, you could see my Eagles blouse or jersey.
I wouldn't call it a blouse.
It's a jersey, huh?
I wouldn't call it a blouse.
Yeah, of course not. But here's the thing. Donald Trump, to me, is playing a chess game on a board that is all intra and inter country. And let's call a spade a spade. This guy handled Iran. He's involved with Greenland now. That'll be something to achieve. How about Africa? How about India, Pakistan? He tells you that he has settled 8 wars. Now Venezuela. Wow. So to me, he's an interesting fella, whether you like him or not, whether you like how he dances. And incidentally, it's hard to believe when you look at his dance steps that he bagged all those women. Hard to believe, but he did it. And frankly, also, when he tells you he aced his competency test, only a guy that's 78 years old would talk in that language. And it makes me laugh, but I have to tell you the truth. I marvel at the things that he's doing for this country. And we need somebody to be strong and dissonant to what's happening, because everybody wants to take down America. And now we see in this country what's happening. So I want to get started and really break down the Venezuela issue and Maduro, the capture as well. But most of all, the reason that I want to discuss it in depth is what I has found. Husband, wife, both may work, come home, take care of the kids, take care of the dog. Maybe you'll speak to your parents, your friends, your brother, your sister. You really do not have the time to engage in politics. It just doesn't happen that way. We're busy. And I have to tell you, on my trip, I had an opportunity to spend so much time talking to people that were from America in the Dominican. And frankly, a lot of them they've given up on politics and they don't really care. So I want to break down, if I may, exactly as an example of what this man is trying to do. And I want to use Venezuela as an example. So bear with me. It's going to take a minute to go through this. And then I want to get to Tom Aisleby. I have so many things I want to discuss with him. But let me, as I say, start out with Venezuela. Trump. I say Donald Trump is not pirating ships. This man has to seize and sell 300 Venezuelan oil tankers to satisfy an international court judgment owned to U.S. companies. That's exactly right. It's a judgment. Some people are reacting emotionally to the idea of oil tankers being seized, but most of the outrage comes from not understanding what is actually being discussed. Exactly what I just said in preface. So I want to kind of slow this down and explain it clearly, legally, and step by step. This is not a war. This is not piracy. This is judgment enforcement. The same principle used every day when courts seize bank accounts, property, aircraft, or cargo, or from someone who lost in court and refuses to pay. That's exactly what's happened here. In the year of 2000s, under Hugo Chavez, Venezuela seized oil projects owned by foreign companies, including major U.S. firms such as ExxonMobil and ConocoPhillips. This wasn't a policy disagreement. I want to make sure you understand that. This was a confiscation, a impounding. Contracts were broken, assets were taken, compensation that had been agreed was not paid. That is not controversial. It is historical fact. These U.S. companies went to international arbitration and U.S. courts, and the proper legal venues were pursued, and they won. The rulings were final, they were binding, and they were enforceable. Venezuela lost and was ordered to pay tens of billions of dollars in damages. The real problem came in, Venezuela refused to pay. Of course, here's the key points most critics ignore. Venezuela refused to comply with court judgments. In any legal system, domestic or international, when a party loses in court, owes a judgment, refuses to pay, the law allows creditors to seize commercial assets belonging to the debtor outside of its borders to satisfy the judgment. We've all seen this happen in America. You owe somebody money, they take you to court, they get a judgment. The next thing you know, they put a lien on your house or your business or whatever it may be. That's exactly what happened here. This is called judgment enforcement. It's not difficult to understand. Countries do not get a free pass simply because they're countries. It doesn't work that way. Why oil tankers even enter the conversation? Because Venezuela's primary commercial asset is oil. Oil moves on oil tankers. Duh. Those tankers carry state-owned Venezuelan oil. Therefore, are commercial property, not military or diplomatic assets. Am I making myself clear? Can be lawfully seized by court order in cooperating jurisdictions. This is no difference in principle from seizing a bank account, a plane, a shipment of goods. Calling this piracy is legally incorrect. I hope that I'm making myself clear. Let me just go on a little while longer. Piracy is theft without lawful authority. This is court-ordered seizure to collect the debt, as I've said. So, the use of conservative, realistic numbers that no one can exaggerate is the following. Venezuela owes, basically, companies of the United States, $35 billion. In order to collect that debt, you're going to have to seize around 300 tankers. That's unbelievable. 300 tankers. What does this mean? I'll tell you what it does not mean. Tankers are being randomly grabbed. This is a military action, as the left will let you believe. The goal is punishment. It does mean courts already ruled a debt legally exists. Do you get it? When Donald Trump talks about seizing oil shipments, he is not inventing a new power. He is talking about using existing legal authority to enforce judgments. Venezuela has already lost. In any language, you took property, you lost in court, you refused to pay, so your commercial assets are seized and sold until the debt is satisfied. That's how law works. So, why does Donald Trump feel he is legally right to capture Maduro and his wife? Let me quickly tell you. Donald Trump and his administration argued the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and wife was legally justified. And how did he do that? He turns around and says Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, were already indicted in U.S. courts on narco-terrorism and drug trafficking charges. It's very simple. It's very simple. The administration argued that bringing them to the United States to face those charges was a legitimate law enforcement action. End of story. So some of Trump's aides and memos cited broader national security themes. Here we go. The administration labeled elements of the Maduro regime and associate groups as narco-terrorists, as I say. And finally, U.S. political figures supporting Donald Trump said this kind of action fell under the president's inherent constitutional powers. It's very simple. It's very simple to understand. Lastly, Trump claimed the capture was legally justified on the basis of U.S. indictments, as I said, and law enforcement authority. There you have it. So when you Dems and your friends, as I say, ask you about this nonsense, you are now prepared to explain to them exactly what happened here if they haven't taken an interest already. Lastly, the United States will soon receive 30 million to 50 million barrels of sanctioned Venezuelan oil from the South American nation in the near future. And Trump says, I am pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over this amount of oil to us, Trump wrote in a post this week. So there you have it. The reason that I wanted to break it down to such an extent is I want people to understand this guy is calculating. This guy knows what the heck he's doing. This guy is, as someone says here, a bounty hunter. It's more than that. He is protecting the United States of America and us. And when we come back, hey, Kurt, I think we should take a break because I have so many things that I want to talk to Tom Aisleby about. Let's take an early break. You have been listening to the Barry Sable Show with Friends, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. I will see you on the other side with a special guest, Tom Aisleby.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Retirement. Exciting, but also kind of scary. How do you create that paycheck to do everything you want to do? Tune in to the Retirement Spectrum with Alan Cohen, Saturdays at 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
At PGW, safety is essential to delivering clean, reliable natural gas to Philadelphia homes and businesses. If you smell gas, call PGW at 215-235-1212.
Listen up, football fans. At Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. TNC Supply. And app only.
For more expert appliance shopping advice, here's National Appliance Warehouse's own appliance guru.
Hello. Today's cutting-edge appliances are technologically advanced with many features designed to make life easier. To ensure the appliances you choose accomplish that, it's important to compare and explore a variety of options at once. That's why at National Appliance Warehouse, we created an incredible showroom for customers to do just that. 6 times the size of an average chain store, our showroom is large enough to display the over 100 brands we sell. And I'm not the only guru. Our whole team of friendly professionals not only answer questions, but suggest questions to ask so that you end up with the perfect appliances for you.
Backed by popular demand, it's the Friends and Family Savings Event at National Appliance Warehouse. Enjoy huge savings on GE appliances. Save up to 35% on select GE appliances. Browse an unmatched collection of GE, Cafe, GE Profile, and Monogram appliances. Click nationalappliancewarehouse.com or visit their showroom in tax-free Wilmington today.
You'd love new windows, but you don't want to pay a fortune for them. Well, January is a great time of year thanks to Window Nation. Right now, they're more affordable during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. If you're feeling cold drafts from your windows, or seeing fog or mold around the frame, or paying a lot more for heat than your neighbors are, it's time for new windows. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Visit windownation.com now.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, I mean your best night ever, then you gotta hear this. There's a new ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their first new ED pill in over 20 years. This new super pill is called Viagra AGV, and it's unbelievable. It works super fast in only 11 minutes and lasts up to 14 hours, thanks to its new vasodynamic delivery system. Plus, it's FDA approved and safe. There has never been any ED pill like it. It's unreal what it does to you. In testing, Viagra AGV crushed every other ED pill. It destroyed them all. And now, 9 out of 10 urologists are recommending Viagra AGV over any other ED pill. Every man alive needs to try this new Viagra AGV super pill at least once. Then you'll know why men are going crazy over it. So if you want to have the most incredible night of your life, you can't miss this. Go to scoreblue.com and try it while supplies last. That's scoreblue.com.
Keep free speech alive. Follow 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Indeedy, I am back. The Barry Sable Show with friends. Yes, I'm here. Missed you guys, as I say, but I'm here. I just want to make a point before I go on to Tom and bring him on. What's really interesting is that Cuba relies on Venezuela oil. You understand the dynamic of that. How Russia, China react, and how they'll react because they were buying oil from Venezuela as well. Interesting dynamics. This was such a bold move. Only Donald Trump could pull this off. Hopefully, Venezuela could one day be the wealthy country that it was once, and hopefully it will be again. Let me turn to my guest, Kirk. Let's bring only one. There's only one like him, Tom Hazelby. Good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning, my friend.
Hey, Barry. Thanks for having me on the show. How are you this day?
I'm hanging in there. Listen, I want to make a comment to you because, you know, I want to rapid fire with you. I've got so many things to talk to you about. One thing life has taught me, and I'll get your response. Never think it can't happen to you, Tom. Your response.
No, that's the game of life right there, Barry. Anything can happen. Just like coming on your show, it's like showing up at a doctor's appointment. You can get poked and prodded, and they start doing another exam. That's kind of what I think I'm walking into. So yes, in life, anything can happen to you.
Well, listen, you know, I wanted to discuss off the air the topics I wanted to talk to you about, and Tom Hazelby said to me, "No, we're going rogue." So we're going to have some fun this morning. But we're going to talk about serious things that really have irked me pretty good. So what I want to do is start off by saying anyone who accepts payment to riot and protest against the good of our country should be arrested on treason charges and put away. Kirk, let's play for Tom clip 1, and let's get Tom's response afterwards. So Laura Ingram.
Do you have a job?
Shame! I'm getting paid right now! Shame! Shame!
That's my.
What happened?
Well,
That was
I
it.
heard
I didn't
enough,
hear
Barrett.
it. Did you hear it, Tom? I didn't hear it. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard a bit of it, but I'll return to your question is, can we, if you are getting paid to go out there and do what you do, can we stop that somehow legally?
That's correct. That's correct.
Well, I think, you know what? I think it's complicated because the Constitution allows you to have free speech and put your money wherever you want to put it. I guess it always comes down is when, even if you're paid and you're out on that and you're out there getting paid and you're doing something, really the legal repercussion is when you're out there. And I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just playing one on your show.
There you go.
I really think it really comes down to if you do something that violates some law when you're out on the street. But as far as citizens supporting each other financially or whatever to protest, I don't know if the Constitution allows for the authorities to kind of restrict that. I don't know. Maybe someone could contradict that, but that's how I would look at it.
Well, here's my problem, Tom. We really have organized groups. We have anarchy in our streets. I mean, how should Kristi Noem, under the Trump leadership, deal with this massive problem? I mean, this is kind of crazy what's going on. We've never seen protesting in this country like we have over the last 4 or 5 years. And it's just absolutely nuts. And the other day, we saw a young lady, and on your show, I listened intently on Saturday, and you gave and critiqued exactly, now we have a dead person. And I got to tell you the truth. To me, it could have all been avoided. You let 20 million people in this country, Tom. And to be honest with you, that has caused all kind of havoc in the streets. And I'm sure you can't, and even if you wanted to, you couldn't disagree with that.
No, I can't. Listen, cleaning up Joe Biden's mess. No one should expect that that's going to be smooth sailing for Donald Trump or anyone, even if Jesus Christ came down, he'd be like, oh, my God, this guy really left us in bad shape. I mean, and that's why I also think people have to be a little bit patient about things getting changed by the Trump administration.
Yep.
Once something is left to you that it is so messy, it's like doing a turnaround in a business. Those things, it's a slow walk out of it. But between me and you, I think Trump is doing it faster than I even expected.
Yeah.
Like, I have low expectations, and he's exceeding my expectations. Not that I ever go in that high about how quick you can turn the government around and all the problems. There's huge problems out there, but life's about percentages. You just keep knocking a little bit off at a time. So I'm really happy with the progress with what's going on.
Me too. Hey, Kirk, let's go. While we were on a roll here, let's go to clip 2. And this clip is about an old lady yelling and screaming in the streets. And then I'm going to come back to Tom and ask him another question. Go ahead, Kirk.
Go ahead! Go ahead! Go ahead! Shoot me!
Listen to this lady, Tom.
Go ahead! Shoot me!
Shoot me! Shoot me!
You want to shoot me? You want to shoot me? Shoot me! Go ahead! Shoot me! Shoot me!
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Kurt, we get the point. Tom, that wasn't any relative of yours, was it? Looking to collect insurance money or something?
If it was my relative, the family would be having a family meeting today to have her institutionalized. Believe me.
Here's my issue. How does one deal with this radical type of lunatics? Can we put them in the Obama cages that he created during his presidency? Is that a solution, Tom?
It could be if they're going to hurt themselves or others. I mean, that's what jails are. They're really cages. But, you know, a bigger point is that the elites in the Democratic Party prey on these people that are dysfunctional. They've had rough roads. and they're able to go in and kind of influence them, and I think that's what you saw with that shooting in Minneapolis with Renee Good. I mean, I went through her whole history yesterday. She lived a very difficult life. She's still responsible for what happened, being out there that day. But when you look at those people, they become heroes of the left. George Floyd's another perfect example. But they do prey on these people that have had a lot of tough issues. They've had a tough road to hoe. And next thing you know, they fall into this kind of like young guys getting into gangs because they think it's like
true.
their family.
I love that analysis. So here's what passed by my desk. You're going to love this. Nobody loves women more than me, so I hope nobody's offended.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
Listen to this one. Seasonal affect disorder is a form of depression that repeats during predictable seasonal shifts. You're going to love this. Impacting an estimated 5% of the global population, predominantly women. You want to comment to that, or do you want me to go on to my next thought?
You know what? My wife might be listening. I'm going to dance around that one, but I will say this, Barry. You are talking to someone. When we would turn the clocks back in October or November or whatever, I would be off a little bit, and I wouldn't start feeling better till right about this time because now the sun's coming up more.
Yep.
And the sun would actually hit me in a certain way. Honestly, those problems have gone away because I go back and forth to Florida. But I definitely had what they call sad disease, and even my friends would know it, and my office would know it. Because between November through January, I'd be kind of grumpy and grouchy. That was my MO. But now I'm ponies and rainbows now because I get a lot of sun. But I do think it does have effect on some people.
Yeah, it's because you're in Florida 3/4 of the year. You wake up to paradise. You're not over here where there's slush and there's snow and there's cold weather. I'll give you a pass on that. And you did bypass your wife. My next question to you is why? Why, oh, why? The 80,000 IRS agents that Biden administration hired to investigate, audit all of these politicians quickly from rags to riches where they went. How can't we use them to handle the politicians that so badly have, I don't want to use the word screwed, but I guess screwed the American public? What are your thoughts on that, my friend?
You mean, Barry, with all the corruption, using the 80,000 to kind of take it? Well, first of all, they're federal bureaucrats, so they they won't take a look too hard. But I'm not even sure if Biden ever got to hire all that agents, and I believe it was a more duplicitous kind of funding they wanted, and I think it was really about building a network of computer systems and transactions and monitoring that. So like the tickets now, like you get a ticket that shows up because you drove through Washington, D.C., and boom, and it says, well, you can come to court in Washington, D.C. It'll be an extra $50 or just pay this fine. I think it was a more sophisticated plan where they would be able to start estimating what they think you owed and then sending – and this is just off the – I have no proof of this, but it was building more of a future technological kind of auditing system that would nail everybody. You'd get the letter and say, listen, we think you owe $1,500. If you want to fight it and lose it, it's going to cost you another $700 for administration fees. I think it was a way for the government to try to get money. And then you could definitely target certain groups if you wanted to once you have everything in the database, as they say. But I think it was far more sophisticated than sending agents into the pizza parlor.
Yeah, let me give you a little joke before we take a break here, Mr. Hazelby. So to solve the leadership of Venezuela, with all those M's, I suggest that since Maduro is no longer in control and Machado is not well liked, we should send Madami to save New York City. We will see you on the other side of the break. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. My special guest and friend, Tom Hazelby. See you on the other side.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Download to see if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your money.
Albert can get me up to $1,000?
Exactly. But they do more than get you up to $1,000. Albert is your financial assistant, helping you budget, save, and spotting you money in a pinch.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to get up to $1,000 for your bills, rent, groceries, and more. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE to get up to $1,000. Use code SAVE to get up to $1,000.
At Horizon Heating and Cooling, we know the holidays bring joy, laughter, and lots of people messing with the thermostat. Uncle Steve visiting from out west wants the heat cranked way up, and all the roughhousing little cousins want it Arctic. Horizon will keep your HVAC system running strong all season long with expert installation and same-day emergency service. And right now, get up to $5,000 off a new HVAC system install, plus flexible financing available on installs and major repairs. Book horizonservices.com today.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Now, you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Yes, indeedy, I am back. You are listening to the Barry Sable Show with friends, talking to Tom Aisleby, who I am lobbying. Incidentally, I want to wish Rich Zioli all the best. He is now on from 6 to 7. That slot is open from, 3 to 6. And I'm pushing for Tom Aisleby in the worst way, whether he likes it or not. I want to be his labor lawyer in negotiating that deal. Are you there, Mr. Aisleby?
Yes, I am, and I want you. And I'm going to put a restraining order on you. Do not do that.
I knew I'd make you laugh. Listen, Tom, I want you to know something, and I mean this. You know, for me to come on and do an hour show, I prepare through the wazoo. I have to just tell my audience that you sat in for Kale and Company 4 hours one day by yourself, another 4 hours by yourself, then did the Dawn Show 2 hours, did a show for an hour, and I have to tell you the truth. You know how I praise you. I think you do such a great job, and to be honest, anybody that's on the air that listens to you knows they're in for a treat when you are live on the air. But I don't want to embarrass you anymore.
I appreciate that, Barry.
You are welcome. I know you want to comment to me on the Mandami thing, so why don't I give you an opportunity before I go forward?
Yeah, I mean, and I know you were joking when you're talking about Mamdani, but what we're trying to do in Venezuela, it's a strategic move to make it a better place. Sending him down there would only make things much, much worse.
Of course.
But you know what? He is. I don't know what's going to happen to New York, but it doesn't look promising. I would say that, but I actually hope he's more performative than he is executing. You know, a lot of guys talk a big game, but they don't execute.
Yep.
Bill Blasio executed as the mayor of New York City. And I would think that Mamdani would say, oh, my God, I can't go down the exact same path as that knucklehead, or all hell's going to break loose. So, but, you know, I don't have a lot of confidence he's going to do the right thing. But I'm thinking maybe he just won't completely go full-on socialist. But who knows? It's crazy times we live in.
Listen, he's ruffling a lot of feathers down there. You know that he's taken away some security from synagogues. I hope all the, and I'm a Jew, I hope all the Jewish people that voted for this guy are starting to feel the remnants of that. And then also, I pulled up an article this week. The Sia Weaver that he's appointed is calling for the seizure of private property. I mean, I never heard of this, for the warmth of collectivism. So what they're really doing is pushing socialism. And I just, you know, Tom, we were built on capitalism. You had an opportunity to work hard, sacrifice, if you had determination, and putting oneself out there, that will allow one to achieve their goals. So, I mean, do you believe that for any reason this shouldn't continue? Things go wrong, you can appreciate that, but when things go right, you could appreciate that too. We are Americans. We're the best country, Tom Hazelby, and to have these kind of lunatics in office is a little perturbing.
Yeah, no, it's well, what happens is once government gets too big, and our federal government is way too big.
Yep.
This is it's not going to be an easy fix, and so obviously I'm one of those people that the more power you can take out of the federal government, more money you can take out of it, they will have less importance. And I really do think it has to go, you know, we got to push a lot of the power back to the states. If Minnesota wants to blow themselves up, good for them. If New Jersey wants to do it, good for them. If Pennsylvania doesn't, if South Carolina, you know how it works. As long as we have 50 states, that's why I hate all this federal oversight of everything federal, because then you won't have a choice. The whole country will become federalized. So as long as we're pushing stuff back to the states, and if some states do stuff you don't like, tough luck. That's the way it is. That's their state. So the more blue-red and the more the red has power in their own state against the federal government, I'm all for it. If blues want to do what they do, let them do it. It's complicated, though, and I'm simplifying, but that's how I see it.
Tom, Fulton, Georgia, now admits that they completely violated the law with 2020 vote tally. I mean, this cost Trump the state. It cost Republicans a Senate seat, which gave the Democrats control in 2020. They admit they violated to the rules of 315,000 early votes that lacked poll workers' signatures. And as you know, I'll get your comment on that in a minute. As you know, Rudy Giuliani, he went to bat for Trump and what happened in that election. And honestly, he lost $148 million restitution, which he would like to reclaim, but he lost all kind of money. He's basically bankrupt. So I'll ask two things. What are your thoughts on voter ID? What are your thoughts on two-day voting because of stuff like this? And should Rudy Giuliani be reimbursed for what happened to him?
Yeah, I'll comment on Rudy first. It's a slow walk trying to get money out of people, even if there's judgments against you. I don't think Rudy Giuliani had $145 million to give anybody, but I really don't know how much they got out of him, and maybe he's still in the appeal process. But my guess is that and I have to assume he's still in some type of appeal process with all this, that after everything we've seen, I would think he's going to come out all right. That's my guess, but I really don't know the ins and outs of the case. as far as you were asking, Barry, about the overall election and what we went through in 2020? Was that your next question?
Yeah,
or did I
because
drop
the
the ball there?
reason why I say that is Vice President J.D. Vance proposed making Election Day a national holiday with paper ballots and mandatory voter ID across the country. In my mind, I'd love to see elections Monday and Tuesday, make at least Tuesday a national holiday, because I want to do away with all this opportunity for corruption and ballot harvesting and everything else. So that's why I was asking. I mean, this is serious stuff. The midterms are coming up, Tom. And to be honest with you, you don't want to lose the House. You know they're going to impeach Trump. I don't believe that obviously they'll ever get through the Senate. And we could talk about the House in a second. But what are your thoughts on changing how voting is taking place in this country?
So this is the challenge, and why it's a contradiction to what I said about more state rights, is a lot of the voting is for national elections is not federalized. Now, the Congress does have, they do have some authority over it, but the state legislatures are really the ones that the operational function of a federal election for U.S. senators, congressmen, the president, it's really controlled in the state houses of each individual state. My concern is if the federal government federalized national elections, if the Republicans were to lose power, you could only imagine how the Democrats would change the rules of how, if they controlled all the federal elections. They would be telling Florida, and I voted in New Jersey where there was no ID, you come in and sign a book. And I could have went 10 years after I was going back and forth and still voted if I was a criminal. When in Florida, the way the voting is, there's a 2-check process, and there's no lines either. No one's standing outside in these long lines in Florida. Not where I was. It was in and out. But the bigger point is, it's voter ID. They had a two security system. When you walk out of there, you're like, I know my vote is in there. They even give you a paper receipt. But getting back to your question, I don't know how much power the federal government would have to control how we elect, how the elections are run in each individual state. And you're always worried you lose power and the federal government now can tell each state how to run their election. That's why it's tough. Everything's a lot more complicated than the average person thinks.
Absolutely. It is complicated. And let me bounce another idea for you. I'm trying to get it as much as I can. We're only on for an hour. Governor Walz made a statement this week in his words. If you're in Portland or you're in L.A. or you're in Chicago or you're wherever, they're coming next, stand with us, meaning they're coming for you. Stand with us against them. Have you ever, in all of your born days, ever heard a politician talk like that against the United States government and its, just call it, it's federal people that are working to make sure this country is secure? How are you talking about ICE like that? They have a job to do. Your thoughts?
Who is the governor that said that?
Walz, yeah, your favorite pal.
Oh,
I know you told me one time
go
off the air you wanted to play golf with the guy. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I wanted to go to Boy Scout camp with him. I call him Twinkle Toes.
Yes.
There's something very odd about that guy. You know what? He's probably going to say a lot more crazier things because he's in a lot of trouble right now. And the only people are going to start, like Democrats who haven't completely lost their minds, are going to start peeling back from him and supporting him.
I agree.
Kamala Harris is not going to be traveling around with him or trying to say I'm going to pick him again or anything like that. I think a lot of Democrats are going to start distancing themselves from him. And the only group he will be able to go to is really that kooky far left, the Democratic Socialists of America. He might become the face of them, and that they are getting stronger and stronger inside the Democratic Party. Yep. So if you're kooky, there's always a spot for you. And where he's going is where all the energy is in the Democratic Party, and that's with the Democratic Socialists.
Listen, Tom, we're up against the break. I want to leave you with this thought before we go. And if you think tough men are dangerous, Wait until you see what weak men are capable of being. We saw this in the last administration. Talking to Tom Azelby in Florida. I know he's got a cup of coffee. He's sitting on his deck. This is Barry Sable. See you on the other side of the break.
Let's ring in the new year by finally checking off something that actually matters. Your old videotapes and photos are fading more every year. VCRs are disappearing, and the clock is ticking to save your family's most important memories. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box to help you preserve your memories by converting all your videotapes, photos, and film reels into digital files. And this year, it's easier than ever.
Introducing our biggest kit yet, able to hold up to 80 videotapes or film reels or 2,000 photos. It's perfect for big collections. You can even send in old DVDs, memory cards, flip phones, or early generation iPhones.
Legacy Box is truly the easiest New Year's resolution you'll ever keep. Just fill your box and send it in. As the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos, all work is done in the U.S., and we're trusted by over 1 million families.
Start the new year right by rescuing the moments you haven't watched in years. Go to legacybox.com/radio for an incredible 55% off. That's legacybox.com/radio for 55% off.
Experience casino like never before at Bet365. Spin your way through your favorite games. Check out our awesome table games and face off against a real live dealer. And play exclusive games that you simply can't play anywhere else. New Bet365 players get a 100% deposit match bonus up to $1,000 plus spins. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Should I pay down my debt or start an emergency fund?
Is now the right time to start saving?
How can I move my financial goalposts even an inch?
Can money actually buy happiness?
What's it take to live like a royal in Queen Village?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
For a complete list of Talk Radio 1210 WPHT's contest rules, go to 1210WPHT.com/rules.
Kia of CherryHill.com is the destination for the hottest brand in automotive today. Come pick out the gas-sipping Kia of your dreams. With payments anyone can afford. They have over 100 brand new Kias with MSRPs under $30,000 and over 400 new Kias to choose from, all of which come with the best powertrain warranty in the automotive business. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Go to Kia of CherryHill.com today and lock in your savings. Kia of CherryHill.com.
PDQ POS is the MVP in point-of-sale solutions. Easy to use with the best support in the industry, and it doesn't take a bite out of your sales with costly fees. It's the choice of all concept food service businesses across the country. PDQ POS is real-time analytics with insights to elevate your team and your play calling. PDQ POS has been rated the #1 point of sale by restaurant owners for more than 35 years, so don't wait. Make the switch to PDQ POS today. Visit PDQ POS.com.
Let's ring in the new year by finally checking off something that actually matters. Your old videotapes and photos are fading more every year. VCRs are disappearing, and the clock is ticking to save your family's most important memories. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box to help you preserve your memories by converting all your videotapes, photos, and film reels into digital files. And this year, it's easier than ever.
Introducing our biggest kit yet, able to hold up to 80 videotapes or film reels or 2,000 photos. It's perfect for big collections. You can even send in old DVDs, memory cards, flip phones, or early generation iPhones.
Legacy Box is truly the easiest New Year's resolution you'll ever keep. Just fill your box and send it in. As the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos, all work is done in the U.S., and we're trusted by over 1 million families.
Start the new year right by rescuing the moments you haven't watched in years. Go to legacybox.com/radio for an incredible 55% off. That's legacybox.com/radio for 55% off.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Ha! Tom Azelby on with Barry Sable this morning. Things are not what they used to be, Tom. Your thoughts on that? Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, everything.
I know I caught you off guard with that song. I know it.
Everything changes. I mean, that's the way everything evolves. So you just got to adapt, as they say. We got to adapt, Barry.
Yep, and we are, whether we like it or not. I want to ask you, I want to get back to something else that perturbed me. The mayor of Minneapolis using the F word to ICE, get the F out of here. In all of your born days again, have you ever seen people that disrespect the way that we have politicians today? And I'm going to go ahead. I'll let you answer that before I go forward with another thought I have.
Yeah. Well, this Mayor Frey, what's funny is he's pretty far left, and the guy he beat was even kookier left.
Yeah.
And that is one of my concerns in a lot of these cities, Portland and Boston and Seattle and Chicago. Like, the people waiting in the wings are actually far more. And it's hard to even conceive that they could move any further left than they already are. So I have very low expectations that blue cities and blue states, for that matter, are really going to move towards the middle. I think they're going to continue to move further left. That's how I see it, and I see it happening in New Jersey, too.
Yep. And listen, how about this deranged transgender accused of vandalizing President J.D. Vance's home, has been hit with federal charges, now faces up to 30 years. Yo, Tom, are people losing their marbles? Is it drugs? I mean, we don't have insane asylums. As you know, Byberry on Roosevelt Boulevard closed. What are we doing with all these lunatics that are not balanced? There's nowhere for them to go, and they're on the streets, and they're committing all these hellacious crimes, Tom. This has to come to an end. What is the solution in Tom Hazelby's mind?
No, I mean, obviously, the standard line is we need more mental health facilities and capabilities. But I think there's some of these people, they're encouraged, like, obviously, and there's drugs involved. I mean, even the amount of trans, high-profile, violent things that have occurred within, with trans people doing it. Not that obviously most trans people aren't going to hurt anybody, but there are certain elements of our culture that we kind of provoke, like crazy behaviors, like those two women, the married couple. She was queer and she was lesbian, and I say that because everything has to be exposed on this case: who they were, what they were thinking, and why they did it. But they seem to get influenced easily to go out, and she lost her life over it.
Yeah,
and the elite Democrats don't care. They're like sacrificial lambs to them.
That's exactly right. And you had mentioned that the other day on your Saturday show, and I agree with you. For some reason, these people just don't care about American lives. They think that they're dispensable, and they don't think they're indispensable, obviously. And that's what's happening today. And it's sad. And, so many people need to be locked up for a lot of the things they're doing. I hope that we hold people accountable. I want to bounce another thing off you that I thought made me laugh. How about I talk to you off the air about this trans right person? It's a guy that works for TSA, and he's suing now Kristi Noem and I think the United States government because he now changed his name to Daniela, and forget his last name, it doesn't matter. And he wants to, as a man, pat down women. And as you know, when you go through security, they pat down your groin area and everywhere else. This guy is now suing the United States government. When are ladies, and I mean ladies, going to stand up, protect yourselves? You have been getting the worst. When are they going to say we've had enough, Tom?
Yeah. I'm listen. And I'm from as far as hiring, if he's qualified for the job, that's fine. But then saying you must allow me, that shouldn't be part of his job description. It's very simple. It's basic logic, and that's what our culture should demand.
Hi, Kirk, are we done for the day? Oh, my God. Listen, Tom, 10-second wrap-up. Give it to me.
Listen, I loved coming on with you. It's always fun with Uncle Barry, I'll tell you that.
You're the best.
Enjoyed myself. You have a great weekend, and everyone in Philadelphia, go Eagles.
Yes, sir. I've seen better days, but I've seen worse. I may not have everything I want, But I'm grateful for all that I have. I woke up with a few aches and pains, but I still woke up. My life isn't perfect, but I'm truly blessed. I want to thank Tom Azelby for joining me this morning. Am I still on the air here? Oh, I'm still good. Delaware Valley, let's go Eagles. I want to thank you on your busy Sunday for spending time with me. Have a great week, a healthy week, a safe week. And I will not see you next weekend. I'm bumped due to sports, but I will see you the week after. Thanks, Philadelphia, Delaware Valley, for always being there for me. I appreciate you.
Guys, if you want the greatest night of your life, I mean your best night ever, then you gotta hear this. There's a new ED pill out, and it's from the makers of Viagra. It's their first new ED pill in over